Hello to our Oakville Film Festival and Oakville Festivals of Film and Art audience. Welcome to the very special podcast edition of the OFFA show. My name is Tyler Collins. I'm one of the arts reporters for Oakville News and hosts of the Oakville Film Festival. I'm so glad to be here talking about one of our favorite movies that was screened as part of the summer 2023 Oakville Film Festival. We're very pleased today to be joined in special conversation with two of the lead creators from the wonderful Canadian French drama film Notre Dame de Moncton. I remember when I first got to see this movie programmed back in the spring of this year and was so excited when we chose it because it's not often we get to see such a well produced and high profile Canadian project made and come to the big screen. So the fact that we got to share this in Oakville was of particular pride, not just because of the quality of the movie, but I myself come from northern New Brunswick, and to see a movie set in, shot in, produced in, and about the town of Moncton, New Brunswick, when I myself come from the North Shore, was a really special cultural experience. Today, I get to nerd out even more because we are joined by two guests from the movie. First of all, we are joined by someone very special. She was the director of the film Le Réalisateur. We got to have her come meet us in person for the festival earlier this summer and came to a special screening of us. And now she's joining us from Bouctouche, New Brunswick. Denise Bouchard, director of Notre Dame de Moncton. Bonjour, Denis. Hello, Denis.
Bonjour, hello. It's nice to meeting you again.
Yes, it's great to see you again, especially since we got such a short visit from the summer. Now, you're currently working from the theater in Bouctouche, correct? You're working on your next stage project as we're
Yes,
recording this today.
exactly. I prepare a Christmas show and supposed to begin November 16, and we have around 20, 25 show, 26 show, and it's sold out.
Well, that's
It's
fantastic.
yes, it's a événement. Huh? It's a French play, and we did that. We do that in Pays de la Sagouine since 25 years now.
Well, that's fantastic. Especially
Usually I play, but now I write and I direct the show. So it's new for me, and I like that.
well, félicitations, congratulations. That's
You.
great to have a sold out run already booked in. How
Yes,
exciting.
it's a tradition. It's a tradition.
Not just that, however, we are joined by a second guest with us today. You know her as Anna. She was the star of the film and was also one of the acting special mentions from the festival. She was regarded as one of the top four performances of the Oakville Film Festival this year. Zooming in and joining us for the podcast today from Montreal, Quebec, we have Laurie Gagné, who's joined us. Hello, Laurie. It's so lovely to meet you and have you join us for this conversation.
Hello, Tyler. I'm very honored to be here and to have that mention that it was a very, I was very pleased by
Yes.
that.
So, before we get into the subject of the movie, of which I adore and cannot wait to talk about, I want to talk a little bit about what's happened with Notre Dame de Moncton in the last 4 months since we screened this at the festival back in the summer. We had a small but mighty Saturday night show of this, and one of the few films not in English from this year's festival. But I'd like to catch up with both of you on what it's been like in the meantime. So, we screened the movie on a Saturday night. And then we did the awards breakfast about 10 hours later after you, Denis, had already gone to the airport, right? Les awards, c'était pendant 10 heures seulement le matin après qu'on va vu le film dans Oakville, Denis. Alors, so can you tell us what was the experience like when you got off the airplane and heard not just that we'd honored Laurie with the acting prize, but also that Notre Dame de Moncton had been named the runner-up for Best Canadian Movie of the Year? What was
Ben,
it like getting that news?
see, first of all, I was very happy for the actor, for the technician, for everybody, the writer, the producer, and myself. So we are very exciting because the reception in the public, English public, surprised me a lot. So I don't know why, because I'm so surprised. See, I say, oh, they have an open door there. And since I saw you, I present the film there. The film present in another place in Ontario, in Vancouver, Manitoba, and l'accueil is very, very surprised me. So probably
For the English listeners, the positive reception, the
the
acclaim.
positive, yes, the
Yes.
positive reception surprised us, and we are very, very happy for that.
So what is it about it that's been so surprising? What's it been like to see English audiences accept and come to appreciate a French story like this?
But it's not only that, because in New Brunswick, uh, in the long métrage, a feature film, is the fourth one, and in French. Okay, when I work with the film, for me, it's not bilingual film. You see, we don't translate. We put sous-titres,
Right.
on the bottom. But the first we want to present them for the community of francophone in New Brunswick is important for us because we don't have a lot of moment to do that. So it's important for us. And usually we present that in Quebec. And when we arrive in Quebec, we have a lot of film there. They have a lot of competition. So but when the producers say we're gonna do that all in Canada, so said, my God, okay, so try it. But we that's why the surprise for me because I don't think about it's a French film. It's not that, but it surprised us. See, they have a good reception in Ontario, Manitoba, Vancouver. They have a lot of good reception, and they surprise us, but probably because Moncton, they don't have a lot of film about at the east, see, and you saw the town of Moncton, the story, see, you know. So
Yes.
they surprised me. They
I
just
think
surprised me because probably in my mind I think like this. See, I don't open it. For me, is only made a movie. C'est un événement.
for our audio listeners, you can't see, but Denise was just covering her eyes and hiding discreetly to say this was the scope of her range. And I wanted you all to have that wonderful image in your heads, as you can imagine, some almost like someone sneaking through binoculars and then opening wide, jumping out of the bushes. I think one of the surprises you're describing to me, it's not just that it's a French movie, you're right, but the surprising part is that it's not, while it's told in French about French people in a French community, it's more importantly a Canada-based story, and that's the universal thing. This is
Yeah,
about what it's like in the small cities of Canada,
yeah,
because think
exact.
almost half of the Canadian population lives in one of the big metro areas of Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, or Calgary. But what about the other 20 million people who don't live in these cities? Movies
ex-
don't get made about the small cities where these millions of people live, and that was the universal thing that I think was made interesting to all audiences. Also,
Exactly.
Moncton and Oakville have a population that's only 5,000 people apart. In terms of city
Ah,
size, they're
really?
almost exactly the same. And so I think it was really, there was an interesting kind of sibling relationship as the towns were relating to the art together. I thought that was really cool.
I,
Mm.
and I think the people can recognize us, them, because the sujet is universel.
The
See?
subject is universal, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Moncton is a bilingual city, so
Yeah,
well,
well, the
all New
whole province,
Brunswick is.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
the whole
great point.
province is.
Well,
But
but it's bilingual. It's bilingual. But I come from the north at the Peninsula Acadian, and we live and every day is in French. But in Moncton, yeah, it's true. They have both community, English and francophone. But c'est comme a lot of people come outside think everybody speak English or French is bilingual. It's not true. This is not true. See, it's like the cosmos in the north, la résistance. You see, but
a little
the film is not talking about the language. The film talking about l'aider, lose d'appartement, and tu sais, itinérance.
Right.
Tu sais,
You're right. It's not really a story about the language, but I
No.
do find it interesting. That's the way we tell it.
Yeah.
The story at its core, you're right, is about the relationships between spouses, about families, about parents, and about the challenges when we don't want to communicate with these people we're related to.
Yeah.
What's it like talking to a child figure, a parent figure, and finding that community of women at the same stage in their life?
And I think they have a lot of both for the role of the Anna and the Victorine. Tu sais, here in Maritime, the life sometimes is very hard. And at that film, they have two strong women. They don't cry about the past or something like that. They're strong. They front the situation. She's a fighter. See, and I think in the small community like your place, Oakville too, is women in Canada are very strong. See.
I'd like to talk with you, Laurie, about this in just a moment. Both you and Louise, who played Victorine, your co-star. One bit of Canadian history that might be helpful for some of our non-Canadian listeners, because we have some industry people and fans who are from the U.S. and other countries. In Canada, the federal government is bilingual, so some people may not know this, which is why I'm explaining. The federal government offers all services in French and English. They are both our official languages. But at the province level, most of the provinces are English-based. Quebec is French-based. New Brunswick is the only province so that would be the equivalent of the state level. It is the only province in the whole country that is also officially bilingual. And it's because there are such large French populations in the north of the province and larger English populations in the south, but they all intermingle and kind of live together. So it's this interesting pot of French and English life together, and I think the most symbiotic in all of Canada. You don't really see both languages living so passionately together, and that comes with a lot of benefit and a lot of challenges too. Now let's go to you, Laurie. I'd love to talk about your work. What was it like when you first got the script put into your hands and you got to read it? What was your first impression of the story?
I was so impressed. I was very touched by the story. Well, we have to say that the process was that Denise came in Quebec to find that Anna, that character she was looking for. And I went there. I wasn't ready. I was stressed. I was extremely stressed. And I thought, you know how this work is, this career works. There's a lot of no for a yes.
That's right.
That was a big yes for me. Going for 1 month, leaving my family, young children here, and go live my dream. That was a real event in my life, to go for a month and to put all my attention, to put all my work into that project. So when I had a texto saying that I had the part, it was really like, it was Christmas time, one day before Christmas. It was 9 o'clock and I had a lot of missed calls. And then I saw that my agent was like, I cannot resist anymore. You don't pick up the phone. So please, I'm going to tell you by texto, you have the part. You're going to Moncton. So I was...
Wait, so you found out the news by text on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, that was a nice gift. So a few days after, Denise, we had a Zoom, and she sent me the script. So sometimes you do the audition and you read already, but now we just had the scenes, 2 scenes, I think, or 3. So when I read it, I was quite nervous, but at the end of it, I'm not a big pleureuse. I don't cry a lot.
Gotcha. You're
Yeah.
not a deeply emotional person.
Yeah, well, I don't do that like in every film, but I read the script and I cried like 3 times in my first reading. So I was like, wow, there's very something in that script.
Was
And then
there a particular moment that stands out for you that really affected you?
the whole relation with the kid that she couldn't have, and I really like the fact that instead of telling I'm sorry, she's fighting. I really like that, because I don't like to see actors who goes too much into the emotion and they want to be in the emotion. I like when they fight. So
Right, a good character should be looking for objective and stakes and tactic, not just a feeling. It's the actor's job to behave and act. It's the audience's job to feel something. That's
yeah,
what I.
so
So,
it's
so
the
please
thing.
go on.
In the writing, I felt that she wasn't going too much. So I didn't feel that the Melanie script was pathetic. She was not going into that. She was going into the fight. So I felt that very touching. And then I also love the relationship with the new mother. I've seen that. At first, I really saw that as a mother, like the relation with Victorine, the mother she didn't had. I felt that it was that Anna was like still a child at some point, and that relation was repairing, rebuilding something that she never had, and that's why she found the courage to be a mother herself after.
How did you respond to these ideas of motherhood and its multiple depictions as a mother yourself? Because you mentioned you have young children.
I do.
So how did that change the way you were behaving or reading the script with knowing you have your young kids and now as an actor behaving along with Frederic, who played Estelle, your adult daughter? What was that like being in scenes with adult children, knowing you have your young kids at home yourself?
Oh yeah, well, my kids was Thomas, actually.
Okay.
Not right.
I'm
The
sorry. Yes, Thomas. Oh my
Thomas,
gosh.
no
No,
problem.
Estelle. Yes. So Thomas, who played Jason,
Yeah,
Jason was the son in the film, and
yeah,
Estelle is the girl in the coffee shop who they
that's right.
start a relationship with. I'm so sorry. So yes, Jason, the character played by Thomas, the actor. So relating to having an adult son in the film,
Yeah.
how did that change your behavior as an actor with adult kids to the young kids you have in real life at home?
Well, Thomas is a young adult now, so it at first I was like, oh, is it possible, like age wise? But it is. So that would have made me like a mother of 16 or 17 years old, and I still think that's a kid at that age. Like I'm sure they're
Absolutely, it is.
I'm sure that they are very great mothers of that age, but I was still a kid, so I would have find that very hard. So I was kind of had empathy for the mother I would have been, because even at my age, like I had my first kid at 31, I felt so young in front of that mystery of how to raise a child, how difficult it is sometimes. There's no there's no so I felt that touching to know that a child made a child and she couldn't deal with it. So I wasn't judging her for that.
Oh.
I thought that she really had a lot of struggles and battles to fight in her life. And Thomas was a very touching. He was very into the project. He wanted to be. He's a comedian, so he do stands up.
Wow.
He like jokes. He like
Did you
jokes all the
ever
time.
did you ever get to see Thomas do some of his stand-up?
All the crew, we went to it. He had a night in New Brunswick while we were here, and we were there. And here I went to see him.
That's got to be so different.
Yeah.
Seeing his grounding on set, right? His really clear commitment to such a different personality type, and then to watch him go tell jokes on stage.
I want to say something about Thomas. Thomas, the first time I know he like a comedy show, stand up, and everything like that. And I have a friend. They have a small. They made a video, and I want to check one boy on the video, but suddenly my eyes go to that guys. And I said, who's that guy? Said
He's
Thomas
extremely
Lapointe.
handsome.
I said, I want to see them. That's Jason. That I want. Where is he? See? And he live in Montreal at that moment. So I try and I call him. I said, he's the first person I saw in casting. The first. And I don't know him. He don't know me. I want to see him. And when I saw him, I said, this is Jason. Now, who's the mother? And then I found Laurie. Yeah.
So one thing I'd like to ask,
for me, it's important the energy. Hein? I want a Thomas like a quiet boy, tu sais, mature. It's very important for me because Anna is like this, let's say. But
for our audio listeners, she's currently Denise is doing an interpretive dance like seaweed with her hands to show how flowy and wavy that the character of Anna is.
I know it's go like this, like and Thomas, I want something very grounded, very quiet, a person thinking a lot, intellectual a little bit, but mature. For me, it's important for that. And when I saw Thomas at the video amateur, I said, who's that guy? This is Jason for me. Yeah, and we change a lot of things about the scenario because I said to the script,
the scenario
change that.
Scenario in French means script in English.
Okay, wait.
Yes, same thing.
Same thing. So, for me, Jason and Anna, it's a good mix. Plus Victorine, je veux dire, she's the mother of the trio. Hein? I build it like a three people. Le Saint-Esprit et le...
I think Lori as Anna, Louise as Victorine, and Thomas as Jason, a fabulous central trio to the movie.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to ask you both, now that the movie is done, you finished it and it's been put out to audiences everywhere, has your view on the movie changed at all since it's been released to the public? Is there any part of this you're looking at differently now than when you made it in the first place?
No,
not at all.
Not at all. No, because it's like a painting. When the artist is finished, this is I done. All the energy I put, this is it. It's so Picasso don't change after.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say, do you wish had you changed something? But I'm wondering, is there a moment where an audience has come to you and said, "Oh, I love this," or given you a new way to think about it? Now that even though it's done, you still get to find new discoveries in it yourself.
Oh no, they have a lot of people say, "Oh, I would like to see at the end something like this." I said, just imagine yourself, your story. See, this is for me, no. Well, I can change something because I don't like the view of the camera there or the focus there, but changing the story or something or only one scene, no.
No,
Big, big, big,
sorry, je vais pas dire à change le film, mais
no.
si il y a une idée ou concept d'une personne qui veut te penser, puis, oh, c'est naturellement intéressant, j'aime pas cru que ça. I wasn't thinking of that. Something they've related to that's even more about the story that beyond the world of the film. I'm curious, Laurie, was there anything? Are you looking at this with any new lens today than when you were shooting it?
Yes, for different reason. But I remember one man who came to me after projection, and he said, "I was Anna," and that's really nice. That was a man, older. He looks so much not bourgeois, but like a very peaceful man, peaceful, not poor at all. Not poor. And he came to me saying, I was Anna. I was very touched by the movie. So I said, no, you meant Victorine. You were like Victorine, right? You helped someone or something, because I couldn't believe, because the transformation, the gap between Anna, as it's shown, and the man was so big.
Wow.
That made me think about, yeah, she's at the beginning of a new life. Like that's what the movie says, because there's a lot of things door that are opening to her at the end of the movie, because she has relation and everything. But to see that man in flesh, that was very touching.
Yeah. I think that's a beautiful way to describe the whole moral of the movie. It's about the beginning of a new life.
Of course.
It's the beginning of a new life for Anna as she's coming out from the poverty she's been in. It's the beginning of a new life for Thomas as he's getting to have some engagement with the mom he didn't know. It's the beginning, right? It's the beginning of a new life for Victorine after, of course, something not very nice happens to her husband.
And
right? But it's learning how to be herself and live independently.
And that's why interesting because after the film, when the people saw the film, they have a lot of direction. They imagine. That's what they surprise me. It's because they have the own interpretation about the life of Anna and what Victorine. What's gonna be happen after that? See, so they open for discussion.
Well, that's why we have this terrific podcast. This is where we get to do the discussions and we get to learn more about the movies from its creators. We're almost out of time, unfortunately, but I can't tell you how exciting this has been for me to talk about one of the real diamonds in the rough, one of the hidden treasures of Canadian cinema of the year, and getting to show this in Oakville, getting to bring the New Brunswick story to the big city has been so personally gratifying for me. So to get to talk with you today, Laurie, and Denise, to you a second time, has been terribly exciting. So thank you very much. Before we end the show, I do need to thank. There's a lot of people who make this show happen behind the scenes. The Oakville Festivals of Film and Art, of course, is a not-for-profit, and we operate various functions throughout the year, not just our summertime festival. We have a huge number of technicians on the back end, but also our sponsors who make not just the festival, but this show happen. So we want to make sure we thank Ontario Creates for the funding to create these podcasts. So we get to talk more about the movies, the business of movies, the art of movies, and sharing the storytelling. And also one of our technical sponsors, William F. White. Thank you, both of you, as a corporate sponsor to the show, giving some funding to help make this happen. And they can help you with all the equipment you need to make your film productions happen. Not so subtle plug there. You can have that for free, William F. White. But to all of you as well, of course, the audience, without you, there is no business, there is no filmmaking, there is no storytelling. The engagement with the audience is what this is all about. If you are interested, we have some shows coming up with the Oakville Festivals of Film and Art on October 25th. That's the Wednesday at film.ca cinemas. We are showing the documentary about Mr. Dress Up with the CBC. Mr. Dress Up, The Magic of Make Believe. It was the winner of the documentary People's Choice Award at the Toronto International Film Festival. and director Rob McCullum is going to be there for an interview in person to talk about his movie that's just come out. It's a masterpiece. It's one of the best documentaries to come out of the year, and another great, really touching Canadian story. You don't want to miss it. We have 2 more features in the screening series, one on November 18th and one to come in December that haven't been announced yet, but please do stay tuned. Before we go, one final question I want to ask to you, Denis and Laurie. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being corrected. November 22nd and December 6th. Also both Wednesdays, also both at film.ca. You can get your tickets at OFFA.ca, OFFA.ca. Tickets are now on sale for all of these events. Before we go, I have one last question for Denis and Laurie. What are you doing next? For all of your raving avid fans, Denis, you mentioned you're doing a theater show in Bouctouche. And Trésor pour Noël is opening November 16th in Bouctouche, New Brunswick. If you're in the neighborhood, go for a good time. But Laurie, Denis, are you working on anything else? Any new movies? Anything else coming out?
I had a big fall. The summer was quiet, but the fall is really now. There's a lot of it's very busy. And I also do a lot of theater for kids. So
wow.
yeah, so I have so we're going through Quebec province, like a few places. It's a documentary theater show with the children on. It's really eclectic. It's really fun to do. And then I'm writing also. I'm trying to start that that new career too. I love to write. So since I have a little bit of time, I'm putting all that on
That's
it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Denis, any other film projects?
Well, of course, I just finished a small clip for a poésie clips for a cantatrice, Sylvie Leblanc, Suzy Leblanc. It's a French cantatrice. I made a clip for her, and right now I'm en développement un long métrage.
Long métrage. I don't know.
A future film.
Oh, so we're developing. Okay, so secret
Yes, I'm on the second development. Yeah.
development is in progress for the next movie. Good to know.
Yeah, but
All right.
know, you write it, but when it's gonna be happen, we don't know. We don't.
Well, listen, we would love to see it come to the festival someday.
Oh yes.
We were hoping to bring you guys back. We'd love to see you in the big city. And Laurie, to have you come out into the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, to come see this in person. I look forward to the day, Denis, I get to see you again. Laurie, we get to meet in person.
Yes.
Meantime, Notre Dame de Moncton. If you missed the movie, is it on streaming release? Is it for rental anywhere?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it begins. It's not too far. In December. That's
December.
no, November. At the end of November, I think the people gonna rent it in the.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Available to rent on streaming platforms end of November. Again, we have great stuff. Don't forget Mr. Dress Up, The Magic of Make Believe on Wednesday, October 25th, In Flames on November 22nd, and a mystery movie on December 6th. Don't forget to stream Notre Dame de Moncton, the runner-up for Best Canadian Feature at this year's Oakville Film Festival, streaming soon. That concludes this episode. We want to thank our sponsors, and especially thank Denise Bouchard and Laurie Gagné for joining us today. On behalf of the Oakville Film Festivals and Oakville Festivals of Film and Art, my name is Tyler Collins. It's been great to be your host. Thank you so much for listening. We hope to see you soon at our next event.
Thank
Take care.
you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.